All right, test one, two, three, test one, two, three. I think we are good to go. All right. Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are all having a great Friday here. It definitely was a wild week, that is for sure. Loki wants to say hello. Actually, I bought him some new treats today. He's getting some, I forget what they're exactly called, but they're freeze-dried hearts. So the hearts. I don't know if he likes him yet, but he looks like he's smelling them. Oh, yeah. So he likes heart. There we go. Only thing is they're a little bit oily. Oh, he didn't even bother to eat them in here. He ran over to the extra bedroom to go eat them over there. That's okay. That's okay. He'll be getting a few more over here later on tonight. So, a lot of big news today. We had some bad jobs numbers that led to a huge boost that we saw today when it came to the stock market, the crypto market. Everything is pretty much on fire right now. I think it's looking really, really good. Now, Bitcoin's moving up right now. We're going to be watching that quite a bit as well here, guys. Let me, in fact, change the title a little bit. There you go. Because I do see Bitcoin making a move here. But that's going to be the gist of it. Today is going to be maybe a 1 to 2 hour long stream here tonight. Kind of chill, see what's going on here. And then I'm going to get some rest from my throat a little bit. However, things looking very, very good. Hopefully, if you guys are dollar cost averaging, things worked out. You guys maybe are up a little bit, or maybe you guys are still down. I'm still down, just waiting at this point in time, so don't feel bad if you guys are still waiting. The other thing is I am 100% out of that trade I took yesterday or the day before, and I'm happy to be out of it. It looks like Bitcoin may, in fact, go higher. That is perfectly fine. But for me, all I wanted to do was make some money, and some money I did make here. So we'll be looking at all that type of stuff. So as far as Bitcoin's concerned, let's kind of go through the charts here just to kind of give a little bit of a refresher for some of you guys. And before that, here you go. See, Loki wants one more heart. These little heart things are freaking good. Yeah. And hey, Alpha, thank you very, very much for the super chat. I appreciate it a lot. Friday vibes, let's go. Rocket ship and drinks. I know. I think maybe I should drink with you guys tomorrow or something like that. I know tonight I'm thinking of going to a lounge, but I can't smoke. But I'm just going to, I wanted to meet up with a couple friends. I think this is a chicken heart or some small animal's heart. I knew it when I bought it, but I forgot about it. And then Loki seems to really love them. I mean, look at this. Look at this. He's like, oh, yeah, look at that. It's a heart. Oh, yeah. Look at him. He's in a good mood right now. All right. So here's the daily chart right now. You guys can see we are trying to have that breakout at this point in time. This could really be a massive reversal because this could really punish a lot of shorts out there. And you guys know, oh, he ate it all before he got to the extra room. Now he's just looking at his lips and trying to get some more. Well, you can't get some more. You can get some more a little bit later. Oh, man. All right. But you see this breakout coming, right? You see how it's trying to happen. Here's the 4-hour chart. It'll kind of show up here in a second. And you can see we're trying to break out at this point in time. It's going to be hard. We're trying. This is actually a 20-day moving average right here, right? This is going to be a nice little pump. Usually around these opportunities, we do have some big moves, especially when you cross above them. So this is going to be a volatile time for Bitcoin because either Bitcoin's going to get rejected off of the 20 or we're going to try to break out and head back up here to $66,000, kind of around that 50-day moving average, right? So as far as everything else is concerned, like the hourly chart, you guys can see this has just been a wild ride, I sold the last of my Bitcoin right here and it kept on going higher. Woe is me. I'm okay because, you know, I made some money there, but maybe I should have scaled out a little bit. A little bit slower. That next level of resistance for Bitcoin is going to be up here on 64,713. So we're getting there. We are getting there. You see all the golden crosses happening on the 1-minute chart. 30-minute chart already happened. 2-hour chart already happening right down here. And the 4-hour chart is maybe going to happen sometime tomorrow. So that'd be something fun to look at because that gives us a possibility again of having that breakout moving averages pushing us back up. And some good news here. On top of that, MACD on Stochastic and the RS on the 4-hour chart, everything went bullish right here. Had to wait a little bit of time, but then with that big boom, really that move was really pushing off of the news that we had from a slower jobs market, which wasn't really terribly slow if you ask me, but it was enough of a surprise for the market, I think, where everything just kind of jumped and was like, oh yeah, you know, game on here, let's go. Now, as far as the daily chart, we are still bearish here as far as the MACD is concerned. We've been very, very close multiple times. I'm going to reserve my right to just be cautious here and stick to my day trading like I've been doing before. But we're looking at some really good moves here, guys. So I'm really happy about that. It's been a hot minute since we've actually had something really good to say about Bitcoin here. And after today, that was a massive boom. We are up against a little bit of resistance right here, but today is going to be all about, can we break out, or are we going to have a very volatile move down? There's going to be a lot of volatility here today, guys, one way or the other. So just be prepared and have those stop losses ready. I wanted to go over here to Fair Desk and I'm gonna take a sip of this very fast. I'm a little bit tired. I just got back from walking around with Loki out in the trails. I was not dressed appropriately for it either. I should have brought shorts. All right. And instead of being down $1,200, I'm only down $900. So, not the best results overall, but you can see a little bit more green in there. Not a lot, but you can see some in there. World token right now is up 18%. That's making us some money here. Look at what our average now. Look at, I actually bought some yesterday, didn't I? Yeah, I put a lot of money into it too. So, woo! I just forgot I didn't have any exposure to it. So, we are looking at some money there, which I'm really happy about. Most everything else is going to be red right now. I should dollar cost average a little bit more, but it looks like most of this stuff is doing okay. The stuff that's really bad is stuff like Arbitrum, and I just don't know when Arbitrum is going to get its act together. Maybe eventually, but the majority of the positions are still holding up okay. Maybe I'll toss in an extra $20 or something. I'm not going heavy in Arbitrum this right now, and I'll wait to see what happens. And what happened here? Oh, I paid $7 to Microsoft. Whoopee. All right, so we are seeing some movement, even though we're not, back to being positive. Well, I'm not being back to being positive. All right, so let's go over here to the 15-minute chart. Let's go over here, and you guys can see this level of resistance. We're currently getting rejected by it. It could be a little bit of a battle. That's perfectly okay, but we're seeing a lot of good movements. I'm going to stick to the 4-hour chart very fast and just kind of go down the list here so you guys can see what's going on. We got Ethereum coming up kind of similar to Bitcoin. Solana, still doing okay. Dogecoin coming back up after that breakdown. Whiff, Bonk. Bonk actually had a good breakout here yesterday, it looks like, and it's continued to move on higher. Miro, Baby Doge, things like that are doing okay. I was hoping for a little bit better on some of these meme tokens, but so far they're doing pretty well. Actually, I think if I go over here to see, I have to sign into this one, so give me a second. There you go. Oh yeah, we got a few that are green, not a lot, but I mean, like here, right now, dude, what's up with you? Okay? This is good evening, Discount Killer and Haram. Happy to see you guys. I found Loki's new favorite treat. They're like their chicken hearts. Loki's new favorite treat is chicken. Look at him. He's not even waiting for me to ask him to come up here. He's just coming to get it. Damn. Okay, well, that's it. That's Loki's new treat here, everybody. I am shocked. I didn't know he liked him so much. I really didn't know he liked him so much. I mean, I've had chicken hearts every now and again as like a food. You get them from the Asian store. They're pretty tasty. But I didn't know he liked the freeze-dried ones. Now he's like stalking me right now. You don't get none for a while. Sorry, you just had like 4. Good boy. That's interesting. All right. So here's one that I bought a while ago. Here's the daily chart. I bought some pop cap. So I bought some here and here, and I didn't buy any down here. But we're up this high, and the pop cap is 2x leverage. We're up 229% on this play just from here to here. And so I think this is going to be good eventually. This is a very low market cap portfolio. So, excuse me, if this is up 229%, that means it's really up like 100% because with the 2x leverage. So if I go over here to coinmarketcap.com and I go to PopCat, I'm really curious to see how those ones do down the road here. It's at $583 million market cap. That means it was just a few days ago, just a lot lower than that. It was all the way last month. Yeah, it was down here at 381. So yeah, it's definitely come up a lot. So hopefully I can make some good money out of this stuff. You see things like Shiba Inu also making some good moves. Bitcoin again is trying to break out. We'll see how this pans out, everybody. But let's give Bitcoin some time to cook here and see what we can come up with. All right, and I'm gonna have to try to ignore Loki, or I'm gonna give Loki his not his chicken treats, but his lamb treats. These are a little bit easier for him to eat. There you go. All right. Drinks I might have to break my cleanse. What do you call? I'll get some alcohol tomorrow. I think I don't know if any of the alcohol. No, those alcohol spots open by me. I don't have any really here besides like whiskey and stuff. I'll go to the store and buy a nice bottle of something here tomorrow so we can drink together. I only drink German beer. Ooh, that sounds really good. And hey, Arab Money, I appreciate it, my man. Can you explain what you mean by punish shorts? Oh, it's just like when the market goes up, shorts are losing money. Just like when the market comes down, longs losing money. It's nothing like crazy or special. It just means like, you know, they're getting hurt. The shorts are hurting. Like when the market's been going down the last few days, we've been hurting as the longs. Unless you guys have been shorting, or, you know, some people do both. Choo-choo, there we go. Bitcoin to 100K soon? I'm hoping, like right now, we have a lot of momentum on our side. Sure, we're up against some levels of resistance and it's going to be kind of hard, but at least the momentum has shifted. And for the first time in a hot minute, I don't know if you guys saw this, Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF sees first inflows after billions lost in January. So for the first time, they have inflows. You guys know how long that shit's been going down. So that's kind of a weight lifted off the overall market, which is definitely going to keep things going higher if you ask me. So let's just kind of read through this article here very fast. Sparkling water. Okay. Now, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, the largest Bitcoin ETF by assets, saw net inflows for the new money from investors. According to Farsight Investors, the first daily increase since the product debuted in January. So what I'm going to show you guys right here is I'm going to go over to Arkham. I'm going to pull this up, drag this down here so you guys can see everything. Drag this out. I don't see the data here. That's not updated yet then? Maybe not updated yet, because I'm not going to forget this news though. But anyway, the Grayscale product had been the dominant conventional investment vehicle for those looking to invest in Bitcoin without directly purchasing the cryptocurrency. But it got competition in January when it was converted into an easier to trade ETF at the same time 9 rival spot Bitcoin ETFs began trading. GBTC has much higher fees, that is true, and investors yanked billions of dollars from it. Its Bitcoin holdings have dropped from more than 600,000 Bitcoin to around 290,000. They've sold about half of their Bitcoin here. So apparently that's slowing down here, and if that starts to get more positive, then that means that, you know, that'll be another ETF kind of giving us money, propping up the Bitcoin markets and giving all of us some extra gains, basically. Because usually they just sell. They just sell. Maybe hopefully now they're not going to be doing as much selling. Now, this is interesting. I was actually looking at this earlier. So there's a guy, Arthur Hayes, says that Bitcoin is out of correction territory. Like, hey, Bitcoin hit 62K as crypto bounce, correction likely over, but expect a slow grind higher. You know, we've been in this thing for the past few weeks where Bitcoin goes up and then we just grind up and we get slammed back down. I'm still kind of in that viewpoint until I see a meaningful support level being made. I think the good news today really helped us out. Don't get me wrong. But I'm still dollar cost averaging until I see the MACD flip over, which could happen today for all I know. I mean, it could happen really soon. But every single time I've thought about it without waiting for that MACD to really get going, I've just lost money on the trade. So I'm not even going to try. You know, really where I've been making all this money is these day trades, like I've been telling you. Day trades, doing really good work for me. And that's what I'm going to stick to until I see an opening for swing trades. As far as we're talking about here, it's just the job support and stuff like that. Bro. I didn't know he'd like hearts. I mean, okay. Oh no, there's no more, but you get the last one, okay? You get the last chicken heart. I think it's a chicken heart. You want it? Huh? He's not even taking it back. He's just smacking it down here. That's his new favorite thing. Chicken hearts. All right. There's no more, though. They're all gone. He normally doesn't whine like that for treats. Chicken heart will do it. Chicken heart farts, not so good. That'll definitely have it going. How's the Hong Kong charts looking? Right now they're looking just okay. Go over to the daily chart, you can see kind of some weird movements. This is from Sarah, so you know this was kind of doing some other stuff beforehand, kind of like Grayscale. Go over to the hourly chart though. You can see basically not much. Later on today, we should have it going all the way back up here towards maybe like $50, maybe even higher than that. That'll be kind of interesting to see. And then as far as the China asset management, pretty similar pattern here. I think you're probably going to see the moves happen a little bit later on tonight once those markets actually open up. I don't know exactly how much longer we have to wait for those markets, but should be happening fairly soon, I believe. There you go. The big thing right now is, can Bitcoin manage to break out above this? And you can see this level of resistance here. Let's see. Massive resistance. Hopefully I spelled resistance right. But you guys can see that right there. That's kind of what we're trying to deal with. I'll keep it on the 5-minute chart just so you guys can see what's going on here. Consolidation. Broke out. Got slammed back down. Let's see if it's going to be able to do that or if it's going to get rejected. Because now, again, we have to again worry about some of those hidden moving averages. Excuse me, let's go to the daily. See that little orange line that just blipped up right there? That's the level of resistance on top of that downtrend that we're fighting. There you go. Okay. So there's a big level of resistance over here. I want you guys to understand it. If you guys are buying right now, and you know, I know we talked about buying yesterday and those support levels and stuff like that. You guys wouldn't have gotten stopped out, which is a very good thing. So if you guys are looking to scale out and stuff like that, if you guys are going to buy back in or something like that, your stop losses right now are probably going to be closer to 61,333. You're probably not going to want to have them down here unless you're maybe scalping or doing a very short-term day trade where you're just really hoping we have a large move up in the short term here. Okay, so for me right now, you're going to have a larger stop loss, which is fine. But just understand it is going to be a little bit volatile here because of this large amount of resistance. If I go back on the this 5-minute chart, but I go over here to, there we go, the 20, you see all the huge moves that were going up straight into this and the huge moves after, even the volatility over here, it's going to be volatile. So just get ready for that, especially since it's the weekend and we no longer really have the dollar index to keep us going. We might have some news coming in about Israel this weekend. That could be interesting. That could be good news for Bitcoin. We might also hear some news about the Bank of Japan, although I'm thinking we might hear more about that Monday. If you guys saw the dollar index today, you guys saw that we kind of cratered down for a while. And then as the day went on, we actually came back up a little bit more. And I think that's because of how the jobs numbers were. They were good, but they weren't great necessarily. And I think the market, like the dollar index understood that, but the stock market and crypto markets didn't really understand that as of yet. So we'll have to wait and see. So again, this is still day trading territory for me right now. I'm not going crazy longs with the long-term trades. I'm going to be dollar cost averaging to try to manage that out for myself. There we go. Back over here so you guys can see. But just so you guys know, orange line is going to be the 20-day moving average. We also have a trend line up here, which is that white line, and that's currently where Bitcoin is going to try to break out above. And you know, as you can see, we tried to break out. We kind of just got smacked back down a little bit. Let's see what happens. It's a Friday night. Relax a little bit. And hey, Steve, thanks for drinking an IPA for me. That sounds wonderful at this point. I haven't had beer in, oh my God, I haven't had beer in forever. Maybe I should buy some beers too. I usually go to a place in downtown Tacoma. I guess I just haven't been there since I moved out of there a few years ago. But there's a place that's really, really good where they have like sandwiches and stuff, but they have a whole beer cooler where you can just like walk in and just choose any beer you want to. They have good beer, nasty beer, you know, any beer you'd want, you could try it. And they source it from all over the West Coast and some breweries out in the Plains area. So I find stuff I like. I'm a big stout guy myself. Sure, I bought $100 of Grayscale today. There you go. 148%. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're looking pretty good right there. DCA buy the dip. And hey, Steve, I think the only reason a lot of the hedge funds move money out of there and put it into the cheaper ones is because at the bottom line is going to matter when they do their quarterly reviews and that type of stuff. Every cent matters. For most people out there, it doesn't matter all too much. Got to pay Total Wine and more visit tomorrow. Oh, that sounds pretty good. He's so funny. I know you guys can't see. He's just staring at me right now, wanting more. But I crinkled up the bag like there was nothing left. So like he has these treats, which aren't nearly as big. I'll give him these, no problem. Like here, Loki, you want a treat? There you go. There you go. Little lamb treat. But he's looking for the hearts, and he don't get the hearts right now. I'm gonna give him a couple when I go a little bit later because he's gonna be by himself. I'll put on the TV and stuff for him. But he's just staring me down like, hey, I know they're up here. they're not as cheap as you would think either for chicken hearts. So I got to make sure he's doing okay. I think the small bag I had, it's like maybe $10 worth or something. So I'm gonna have to go back and buy some more. But he got like pets for like a cool 10 minutes from all the staff. They were screaming. He was loving all of it. I have a 5-year time frame. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good for especially with Grayscale. What goes $50 more or higher? What do you mean by that, Michael? Hong Kong market is not open on the weekends. It's Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday. Thanks, Dick. I appreciate that. I was thinking they're just starting their Friday. They're ahead of us by a lot. I thought they were behind us. But LAC did also an offering at $5 self funds at $5 to raise 27 more. Let's see. Chinese funds will most likely start to go into ETF next Monday. They are still having Labor Day holidays. They got 5 days off. Geez, imagine having 5 days off for Labor Day. That'd be absolutely amazing. Doge buying zone? A Dogecoin buying zone is going to be hard right now because it broke down and then Bitcoin really kind of saved it up. The last buying zone that you probably would have had was back over here, right? Back over here, and then what you have to do is you just have to put on top of that. I guess go to maybe actually, I hate how those lines kind of expand. Let me show you. And let's get that orange line off of here just for now. Probably would have been just your base Fibonacci's. So on this one of the last buying zones was over here at 1350 or 0.13511, and the other one was all the way down here at 0.1141, so a little bit over like 11 cents basically. If you open this up here, there you go. It was right down here around 0.12292 as far as that last buying zone. Maybe if it starts coming back down here towards 0.1437, that might be an opportunity to buy some up here. Because overall, this still isn't a downtrend here. We haven't broken out of that trend. Now you can see Dogecoin up here. We're still going down. So anywhere in here still would probably be a good opportunity up until that breakout happens, because you would probably see it reaccelerate here. Kind of what we saw over here after the Bitcoin spot ETF came out. But yeah, it's kind of a rough patch for Dogecoin right now to try to get that support level hit. There we go. Back to the 5 minute. Oh, I forgot to get rid of that little line thing. There we go. Stretch that out. There we go. All right. I'm hoping that Bitcoin can make a nice move here. How many SoFi, which under $7 is cheap? What should I be going for to $8? I'm not sure what that means. How many SoFi, which under $7 is cheap, which should be going under $8? I don't know. It should really just be how much you can afford. And I usually, when it comes to individual trades, it's not like a large part of my portfolio goes in any one trade. I would just say wait for the technicals to kind of give you a nice little up ramp with momentum. And that's usually when I go for it. I don't own SoFi though, unless it's like a long-term. It's like a long-term account though. I don't necessarily trade it all too much. You can't be whining and now you're drooling on my legs. No, that's a no. You got to get used to people saying no to you. I'm sorry, but no. All right. Let's go back over here a little bit. I want to take a quick check to see what's going on with the actual overall market. So the last 24 hours here, we have Bitcoin up 6%, which is a big move. Ethereum up 3.5%. BNB up 4%. Solana up 3%. And then let's see how these are doing. XRP up 2%. We'll take it. Dogecoin up 11%. I like that a lot. Dogecoin's going strong. Same with Shiba Inu up 9%. ADA is only up 2%. Toncoin's up 9%. So there's some really good moves here, and there's some really good moves. Got Bitcoin Cash up 7%. Link up 3%. Near Protocol up 10%. Matic is up not much at all, 0.63%. Wow, Matic. I might have to buy some Matic because maybe it'll have a little bit of a late bloom here. ICP is only up a little bit as well. Uniswap, Ethereum Classic. So there's some moves here, not a lot. I would say a good amount here. But remember, certain tokens have been doing better year to date than other ones, especially like, see Bitcoin. After all this, Bitcoin's down, up. We're still overall down for the last few months, as you guys know, or the last month or so. Year to date, Bitcoin's up 50%. Year to date, Ethereum is up 36. BNB is up 87. Solana is up 41. XRP is down 14% year to date, which is kind of brutal. Dogecoin's up a whopping 67%. Toncoin's up another big 146. ADA is down 20, and Shiba Inu is up 139%. So there's definitely been some good reasons to hold. But you look over here, there's definitely some red in here. But we also got stuff like this. Pepe up 524%. That's pretty beautiful to see. Dogwoof Hat is up almost 2,000%. I mean, dear Lord. So that's kind of brutal. Not brutal, but just like, man, hopefully you got a slice of that every time I see something like that. But that's why I'm choosing to buy up some of those lower market cap tokens and see where they go. Because some of the stuff I was just talking to you guys about, like that PopCat, whatever it is. What number is PopCat? PopCat is 219. Okay. So that must be on page 3. Yeah, PopCat. And but that's up 7,000% in the year to date. Holy moly! Well, I have not gotten that. I've only gotten 100% out of that. So hopefully it keeps going. If that's a viral thing and I get it at $500 million, wherever I got it, I think it's an average of like $300 million. And it goes up to $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion, something like that. You know what? I'll be really happy with that. I'll be very, very happy with that. Same with things like Aerodome Finance. I think some of you, Finance. Some of you guys have been talking about this one kind of bit too. So if you guys are ever in doubt, look for some of those tokens that have been having some larger moves, and they usually will do pretty well. Even MAGA Trump's doing well. Mogcoin. I haven't had a place to buy Mogcoin yet. I want to. Some of you guys convinced me just to put a little bit of money in here, and I haven't been able to find it on crypto.com. Maybe I'll try again, and maybe they've updated it or something. But it's not on any of the exchanges I usually will look at. You can't be whining over there. I'm gonna ignore you. I'm just gonna move my chair over here, and there we go. All right. Oh, now I'm off the screen. Yeah. So you're gonna see me ignoring Loki for the next few minutes. He's been a big old baby for those chicken hearts. For your trend lines, how do you know what points in the x-axis to place your line? Typically, it's just, you're looking for those patterns that we talk about all the time. So there are tons of trend lines you can do. I typically will just do the ones that are most relevant to what I'm looking at, and I like to zoom out a lot. So if I were to go over here to a fresh chart, you can do horizontal lines, horizontal rays, that type of stuff, or I can just go with the trend line. I like to go with trend lines usually because, just like that. Now, you can choose whether or not you want to put them at the body of the candle, so everything's touching the body, or if you want to go from wick to wick. It's really just a personal preference. Just know there's kind of a zone there usually. I wish it was as simple as soon as we break down by the line, which can happen if it's a solid support line like sideways, but when you have like an angled line like that, it's not usually going to be the most confident thing. But yeah, usually just looking for those patterns. Like right now, Bitcoin is like in a falling wedge. So you have this, then you have this, right? And you can see if you let those things go on forever, eventually they are going to touch together. So I usually call that falling wedge. You could think of it also as a downward channel, if you will. But basically, we're waiting to break out here to build up some support, right? And then eventually try to move higher. Or you could even try to think of it as maybe an inverse head and shoulders or something like that. We'll figure out what exactly is the final product once it actually breaks out. But it's not too difficult to put those down. Let's go back over here. Because you could add trend lines wherever you want to. I could put a trend line from here to here to here and show how it might go from here to here. So like this. All right, so if Bitcoin comes back down, we might find a little bit of support right there. There we are. Let's put that back up here. Yeah, perfect. How's Fetch AI? Not doing anything right now. Also up against the 20-day moving average here. Is having some struggles with it, just like Bitcoin. Let's see. Not terrible. It looks like it's trying to do something more for like the Fibonacci extensions here. Like if you're swing trading this right now, your price target is all the way up here around $3 or so. For me, I'm probably just going to be day trading this, or primarily dollar cost averaging it, to be honest, because you do see how the MACD could flip green today, and then from there it can definitely start making a good move. So right now, 4-hour chart, it's still pretty bullish. You do see some resistance building up right here though, around 228. So if you're trying to scalp this or do a little bit of day trading, your resistance level is pretty close right there. It had a nice clean breakout. That was the trade to make. Yeah, it's still bullish on the shorter time frames here. It might have to consolidate a little bit longer before making that larger move, just because as you can see, we're dealing with the 20-day moving average. You can see how there's been a level of support, resistance, resistance, and up here resistance. A little bit of resistance on the daily chart, resistance on the daily chart, but at least the 4-hour chart's been able to break out above it. So I would still say overall it's good. Just have to wait and see if it needs a little bit more time to cook. I'd rather be long than short here, though, that's for sure. How's the weekly chart looking for this too? Yeah, it's having a nice opportunity to bounce back up here towards the 240s level. I'd still kind of have a short-term one around 230 though for that level of resistance. And meanwhile, Bitcoin is, let's move that down there, you go. Bitcoin's facing a battle with fighting about 63,500 or so. Hey, Burger, happy to see my man Aerodrome is the best. Who will win the Kentucky Derby? Oh, I have no idea. Oh, I don't even know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Should I go watch that somewhere? I probably will have to go watch that somewhere. There you go. You got to stop whining and being a baby. He thinks he's going to get some for me, but it's 7 o'clock. He'll get another one in like 10 minutes or something like that, but he has to wait. And hey, Wilder, happy to see my man. Am I saying we're done with the lows? I don't think so. You know, if we have bad inflation data coming out in a couple weeks, we're all the way back to like $60,000, $59,000 in a heartbeat here. What's basically happened here is a few factors that we've been talking about. They've kind of happened a little bit faster than expected. The big one here is the Bank of Japan seems to be artificially pumping up their currency, which is something that we were looking for, but we didn't know exactly when, or I didn't know exactly when. That started to happen, it looks like. Maybe I can go over here to show you. JPY, USD. There you go. Let's go over here to a chart. So we're at that 30-year support. It's so weird freaking saying that. And then basically the Bank of Japan panicked. And that you can see these kind of artificial moves. This is the Bank of Japan trying to keep the currency afloat. Since Japan has the third largest economy in the world, when their currency starts to go up, it actually does impact America's economy and our currency. So what you've seen is the dollar index coming back down, right? You see this lovely move down that we've been looking at? That's been great for Bitcoin. When we were going back up here, this was in Bitcoin was crashing and having a horrible time. This is a 4-hour chart, by the way. Now, this is still bearish at this point in time, but you know, anything could change here, which is like the issue. The way I view it though right now is the second thing is that we had bad jobs numbers coming in. I don't think the jobs numbers were necessarily terrible. I just think that they missed estimates, and that showed another sign on top of the GDP where maybe the economy, maybe the economy is softening a little bit, and the market jumped at that opportunity. You saw the Dow Jones gap up today, NASDAQ gap up, and the SPY gap up. Oh, there you go, it's a daily chart. Gap up here. So Bitcoin was just kind of following suit with that, but we're still in a downtrend here. We can break out, we can start to get more bullish, that's for sure, but that's really going to be dependent on what happens this weekend here, and then also being able to confirm that later on in the month with having some good inflation data coming out on, when is it? CPI comes out on the 15th and PPI comes out on the 16th. But for now, again, I would still say Bitcoin is overall bearish here. As much as I don't want to say it, I would say it. Because remember, we've been in some really good moods over the past like a month and a half, and we've kind of kept on coming back down. I'm hoping that it can do right. But for me right now, the way I've been able to make money is not by trying to swing trade all this madness. It's just to buy low, sell high, and do some day trades here. The day trades have been good. You have 7 minutes until you get a treat, so I'm so sorry. I know. It sucks being a dog, doesn't it? May the 4th be with you. Hey, there we go. When does the consolidation happen, do you know? What do you mean, with Fetch and the other 2 companies? Oh, I don't exactly know. I haven't been able to see much into it. All I know is I think the vote got approved, but I haven't actually seen this certain date. Let me see if I can just find it for you very fast. When does Fetch merge? It doesn't say. They've approved the merger. So let's go over to the April 16th announcement. Maybe there's something in there. And this is on the website of Fetch AI, so there should be something here. Maybe. Refresh the page. Zoom out a little bit, maybe. Press and media. Press releases. Okay. BitGet. So this says an April 16th announcement. So they must have taken it down. They must have taken it down. So March 27th. Yeah, they don't have a date. It looks like as of now. If any of you guys know, let me know, and I'll be happy to share with other people. But I haven't heard the news of exactly when that AI merger is going to happen. Hey Ty, nobody knows when altcoin season is. Like most of what we do, guys, here is just guessing off of the data we have, but trying to forecast exactly when that's going to happen. I would say it might happen sometime, if we're lucky, by the end of September, or it may happen sometime in fall. I think that there's a good chance it happens in 2024, but that's because I still think there's an opportunity for inflation to come back down. Mostly if the rest of the world kind of gets their shit together. It's not so much of an American thing right now. We're kind of going full gung-ho into election season. And hey, Nico, happy to see you back, my man. Bitcoin needs to get back above 65,000 to not be bearish. 65,000, yeah, 5,000. That's reasonable. That's reasonable right there. Definitely want to see it breaking above some of those other moving averages, and then we can actually have a larger move middle of next week, perhaps, unless it starts to go parabolic or something. Velodrome, it's built optimism, and aerodrome is the fork for the base. Oh, teams still together? I'll look into that one. I'm always looking for new tokens, especially when I'm doing these dollar cost averaging things. What just happened here? I'm getting all these messages these days. I don't know why. There you go. But yeah, I'm always looking for more. And hey, Michael, happy to see you. Definitely a nice pop today. I've been really happy with this move. Really happy with it. I shouldn't have sold my day trade so early though. I had that horrible habit, and I always do it. And I always think maybe I should have a little bit more, but no, no, I never do. So I got to find an opportunity to buy Bitcoin back up. Since it looks like Bitcoin's coming back down a little bit more, maybe I'll try to buy it around 61,500 or so. Maybe that'll be the move. Because I want to see if we'll try to come back down here and flag for a few hours and then have a breakout. So around 62,500 maybe, at worst maybe 62,200-ish level. No, maybe I'll buy it a little bit more here. Not entirely sure. I kind of just want to wait for the daily chart to turn bullish on the MACD. That brighten up my spirits a lot. Let me put that line back on there. There we are. At this point in time, Bitcoin just kind of going sideways a little bit. It looks kind of depressing, trust me, I know. But the fact that we're back up here to like $63,000, $62,000, it's absolutely great news for everybody. Yeah, no worries, Steve. Happy to help out. I forgot about the AI merger. Hopefully they give a nice grace period for that. Yeah, so basically what I've learned about it so far is if you guys have tokens on an exchange and you guys own it, they are going to, the exchanges are going to do all the work for you. They're going to take away your old tokens and they're going to swap them out for the other tokens. And then there's going to be a ratio for each token, basically. I think it was in that press release that we just talked about here. See, governance. So if you hold Fetch AI tokens on an exchange, they will automatically be labeled as AI side tokens. You don't need to do anything. This process will be managed for you. If you hold Fetch on offline or in a hard wallet, you will be able to use a token swap mechanism that will soon be available to exchange ASI at a rate of 1-to-1. What should current holders of Ocean and Ajax do? For now, there is no immediate action required from the holders. Holders of Ocean and Ajax on exchanges will see their tokens relabeled as ASI. These holding tokens offline or in hard wallets can continue to hold them before exchange rates are going to be fixed. There's no rush to swap. And so I guess they have a page here. But basically, if you hold them, you're just going to relax for a little bit and wait for more news, it seems like. But it looks like they have a lot of stuff under control here. Okay, it is 7:10 Loki. All right. Dude, like, who would have thought chicken hearts would be the big thing on the block? It's just a chicken heart. Look at what, excuse me. Okay. Bro, most impatient dog ever. Chicken hearts. It's the way to his heart. Okay, now I know his favorite treat. Come here. I got an imaginary one. You want one? Yeah? Now he knows there's nothing in my hand. Come here. Up. See how he's not even coming to me? He's just going straight for the bag. Yeah? How many more of these things are there? I bought a lot. Oh, there's probably like another 8 left. The rest of them are going to be more for another day or something, but I don't know. He hasn't eaten as much food today, so. Doing good? Yeah, doing good. There you go. Took all that chicken off. Oh yeah, there's some right there, yeah. Tasty, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, there's no more. Yeah, you can't go after the ones in the, what do you call? He's trying to go over the desk to get them. Alright. There's nothing else you can have. Nothing else. There you go. That's it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. In any case, but happy to see my man. If we don't pop out soon, slow growing down to 58K. I'm hoping we have a pop sometime in the next 6 to 8 hours. I don't know if it's going to happen as easy as what we're looking at right now. Ooh, Total Wine and More finally has a good Radler, a Bitburger Lemon Radler. I never know what that is. That'd be interesting to try, though. Probably a weird question since we haven't peaked yet this bull cycle, but any crystal ball when the next phase 1 cycle begins? Rough guess? Oh, no, probably in 2026 or something like that. I think this next bear market, whenever it eventually comes across, is going to be so weird just because I think the stock market will also be going to correction territory at that time, like a larger move down, just because, how everything's kind of being run at the moment. But I think it'll be fine. Typically, you'll have a better idea once we start to see those weekly charts having their death crosses and stuff. That usually opens up way more doors here. What do you think about Bonk? I like Bonk a lot. I've been dollar cost averaging into it quite a bit. Big ups on the streams. Appreciate it. Watch this while I take my monthly shower. Hey guys, no, we could always go back into the 50s zone. Yeah, we can go back down below 60K in a matter of days here. No, this is not some type of set in stone type of thing. It's a good move. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I am actually happy with it. I made some money trading it up. We talked about it over the last few days and the buying opportunity and some of that. But right now, I'm out of my day trade. I'm on the sidelines again. I'm waiting to see if I have another opportunity to buy. But at this point in time, what do you call? We can definitely still go back down here below 60. And again, if you want to see us really start getting stronger, we're going to have to get back above some of these older levels of resistance over the past few weeks. And that's going to be getting back around above like $65,000. And then more importantly, closer up here to $67,000. That for me would really get me more excited. One last thing here as well. Coming over here, it's not too far away. You know, right now we're there for the 4th. Right here, that's CPI data. That's PPI data right there. That to me is the symbol that could get us back above to all-time highs, only if it's good news. If it's bad news, oh my God, we drop back down to like $55,000, $56,000 in a heartbeat here, and that's just not going to be, that's not going to be productive. But it's what's going to happen here if we don't get some good news. Right now, as I look at Bitcoin here, let me get rid of this little massive resisting here. There you go. You can see we're consolidating for a while. Then we have a pop, consolidating for a while, hopefully a pop. But this right here was definitely coming from that jobs report data, because the jobs report was so weak that, again, it was another signal that maybe the economy is slowing down a little bit. And as the economy is slowing down a little bit, that gives a higher chance for Jerome Powell to start cutting rates, which is what the whole market is basically looking for. So yeah, we could always come back down here, or we can come all the way back down to 61,000, all the way back down here to 59,000. Yeah. We can come down here quite fast. We can go back below $60,000 in like next 12 hours, basically. So yeah, keep an eye out for it. It's not likely to happen at this point in time, but don't be surprised if later on tonight, there's not an attempt by the bears to try to shove us back down a little bit more. Because again, what typically happens, we talked about buying some stuff up down here. Yesterday when we were streaming, we talked about buying some stuff over here. And I told you guys about, the philosophy, once you break a resistance, it's a lot easier to continue breaking it above it, hence over here. But we had the stop loss right there, which barely didn't hit, and we had the stop loss right here. If you guys went to bed with that day trade on, you are very happy with the results, obviously. But now it's coming to that FOMO spot where like, what's really going to happen? We're up against another large level of resistance here. The last time we were up against a large level of resistance, it didn't really bode too well for us at that point in time. Hopefully things can change a little bit. The weekend always gives us some nice opportunities. But if you look at see what's happened over the last few weeks, let me actually go back over here to the 15. There you go. And maybe I'll do this. There. And then there. There. One last one here. Maybe two less. There you go. Okay, that might be kind of hard to see with the way the background color is. The last few weekends that we've had, they've been all over the place, so there hasn't really been like a nice, we're going to be looking at a lot of volatility this weekend, or nothing's going to be happening. It's really been all over the place at this point. So right now, what's happening? Short term, clearly there's a level of resistance here. We're having some issues breaking above it. So, as that kind of pans out, you'll probably see, like we've had this line since April 12th. Every time we've kind of come into contact with it, hasn't been that great. I don't expect this time to be any different. This overall trend here is still, coming downwards. But we have another chart too. Perhaps over the next few hours, we can actually get above this here and have a breakout, right? But until that happens, I'm kind of pausing. Like, I'd rather buy the breakout and the tap for support. I'd rather buy this than this right now, because last couple of times you might have bought here, the top, or over here. it hasn't necessarily led to the best results for the portfolio. So I'm basically just, holding on tight and kind of waiting to see what happens next. There we go. Again, just give it some time. Do I not have the RSI in here? Maybe I did tell it. Okay, so hold on. So there's the RSI. You guys can see it's still pretty bullish right here on the 4-hour chart. The daily chart, it just turned bullish. It doesn't really mean much when this turns bullish, unfortunately, because again, that crossover happens a lot right before a dump. But, we're still kind of close to the oversold and overbought, so that's kind of nice to see there as the overall message. On top of that, we have the stochastic. Stochastic is more bullish at this point on the daily chart and on the 4-hour chart. Oh, the 4-hour chart actually just turned negative here. That'll be interesting to see how that holds up. But you can see it's positive for the daily chart, which is interesting. And then most importantly for me, the past few days, MACD has definitely been the place to go. Moving average, convergence, divergence. Yeah. We're still bearish here on the daily chart, bullish on the 4-hour chart. So I think there's some moves here. But to me, it feels like almost where it's not going to, maybe we don't fall completely back down, but we are going to have to take some type of breather unless the whales come in here to save us, where we might have to just come back down a little bit more and then punch out later on tonight or tomorrow. I'm hoping we can do the punch out here, but I don't know. It seems like all the good moves that we've been looking at has all been off of economic news and not necessarily some, just flat out fundamental data or technical data. The economic news, as far as the stock market, economy, has really been the big boost here for cryptocurrency. There we are. Again, if you did want to buy in right now, I'd have a stop loss all the way down here at 61,300 or all the way down here at 58,900. So you only got so many levels at this point. Or maybe you can try to do something of a Fibonacci level here, but I don't know how that would work out. How would that look? Maybe 60,600 or perhaps down here to 59,873. Those would be the levels. But, since momentum is on your side with a 4-hour chart and below, you can do it, but it's still going to be a little bit more risky here. I think you're going to see a lot of day traders, though, trying to make some money off of this. It's what you would call probably an aggressive trade. Now, it's fun to take them, usually do it with some excess profit or something like that. But you just want to, be careful overall because, there's going to be a lot of games being played like this. We were breaking out, then got smacked back down, stuff like that. When did I start eating chicken hearts? Loki today, I think. Yeah, today. He hasn't had chicken hearts like that before. For me, I don't know. I've had chicken hearts for such a long time. Growing up, I had I didn't have a lot of money, so I went to the Asian shops to get food, and so you can buy like a whole duck for $20 at the Asian store. You can buy a whole pack of chicken hearts for like $4 or something, and you just like stir fry them up and you put them in some chow mein and stuff, and it's pretty darn good. Yeah, but yeah, probably years and years and years. Chicken hearts are absolutely fantastic. Just a little salt. That's it. Not salt. Pepper them up. Maybe a little garlic powder. Really, really good. I hold my fetch and RNDR and MetaMask. I'm sure you'll keep us up to date with the whole thing. That's why we love you, among many other reasons. I appreciate that, Wilder. Yeah, I would expect most exchanges are going to be able to do it for you. And then as I learn more about the swapping mechanism, I'll try to keep you guys updated there as well. And I'll make a video about it because it's just going to be, I've never heard of a type of thing like that before where they're going to, make a new token out of everything. You skedaddle, scat. Loki's over here trying to get more chicken hearts. You buy chicken hearts at Piggly Wiggly and buy a cup of chicken hearts and they fry them, which are good for you with no fat. Yeah, they're definitely pretty good right there. We'll test 55,000 again to bounce off that area. It definitely is a crazy market. Let's see. Maybe a weird question. I'm struggling with dollar cost averaging. I'm waiting for lower alt prices. Look at the crypto shit all day. I don't want to miss the real altcoin season. Well, if you don't want to miss it, the easiest thing is just to start dollar cost averaging. Again, it doesn't matter when you start dollar cost averaging, and as long as everything is kind of down quite a bit. That's usually the way I prefer to go about it. But again, you go over here and you look at any of these tokens, like let's say you wanted to start dollar cost averaging into Shiba Inu. From the peak over here, it's at a discount to 46%. A few weeks ago, it was all the way down here at 56%. It depends on how much lower do you want them to go. Miro's down a lot. Dogecoin is down. It was at 23 cents. You could have bought it yesterday or the day before for like 13.5 cents. It all depends on what that level is that you really want to buy. For me, I started to dollar cost average all of this stuff back on March 7th. So I don't even care where the price is at that point in time usually. I just say, hey, I've already exited $1 cost averaging trade. I need to try another one. So let's start. Took 1 week off and I started back over here on March 7th. Right here. Right? And then I bought some over here the next Thursday. Next Thursday at the peak. And of course, it kept on coming down after that and then down that. But yeah, doesn't matter. Or if I go over here to something more like a what's something that's come down quite a bit? Miro is something I've been buying that's been going down. So I started back over here March 7th. Right here. There was another one somewhere in here. There we go. Right here. Right here. Right there. Right here, right before the drop. Right here. Right there. And right here. Right? So I've been buying this all the way up here, and I've seen the value of my trade go down. In fact, to the point where I don't have Blowfin open anymore, but let me see if I can open it up here. Bitcoin 5-minute chart while I wait. To the point where squeeze it. There we go. Fetch with the leverage, it's down like 100% or something. So, it's just kind of the game plan here, and eventually it goes up. Like let me see if I can find one here. Like here's BNX, I guess. No, but that's been going up. Maybe Pixel. There you go. Here's something where I haven't bought a lot of it. So I only bought some right there basically, and I haven't bought any more since then. My plan for this, for all the dollar cost averages, is eventually when altcoin season hits, the price will be so high. If my average is at 67 cents, so be it. The price is going to be so high up here at $2, $3 that I don't care whether I bought it right here, or my average is right there, or there, or there, because the profit is going to be so good that I will have just made enough money while I'm content with it. The worst thing you can do is not have any position. So you're trying to play catch up here, up here, up here. And usually what happens there is the people that are buying over here that kind of missed out on all these lower prices, generally, these are the people that like I sell to. That's who I'm selling to, because I'm scaling out a little bit here. I'm scaling out a little bit here. I'm scaling out a little bit here. And that's typically how I like to trade. Like maybe I can show you. What is something that I bought? Okay, here we go. Let's go with Fetch AI. No, World Token. World Token, something that we did very well with last time. So let's break it over here. And where's World Token? There we go. Let's go to the daily chart. And let's go to heart. An arrow works out pretty well. So I started buying World Token over here back at the end of December, Thursday. Oh, that's gonna look kind of weird, but okay, let's kind of big, but we'll we'll deal with it here. Actually, let's just make this a little bit easier. Thursday. Looks like I'm missing one in here somewhere. There we go. All right, there we go. And then over here even more. Okay, so you see how I bought a lot and it kept on going down in value but my average was about here. Wasn't even down all the way down here, right? Like you might imagine. Sometimes it can get down there if you like put like 20 bucks here, 20 bucks here, 20 bucks here, 20 bucks. But when it gets down here, like 100 bucks, it can really drive it down. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But then basically what happened was I came up here, you know what? And then I sold all of my stuff March 2nd, which was right here. Okay. And so you see it ran up even higher than I expected. You know, la-di-da. But I made the profit from here to there. And that's all cash, baby. I mean, not cash, you know, USTD, whatever you want to call it, USDC. That's all the money I made right there. Now, it can definitely go higher. You can scale out a little bit more if you want to, have some fun over there. I was mad at myself, and I'm really mad at myself for selling at about $7.68 when it rallied up all the way up here to like 12 bucks, and it went all within one day. It was like wild. But again, you know, I like to win everything, but then there's somewhere you lose because you didn't hold as long as you should have. But again, I've just come to be okay with that because again, you're making money. Your only goal in this market is to make money so you can spend it on whatever you want to. Most of you guys will reinvest it for the next cycle. Some of you guys will pay off that credit card debt. Maybe one of you guys wants a Lambo, something cool like that. But again, you know, it's not a pretty thing to dollar cost average usually. Heck, even, well, for those of you guys that have been here for a very long time, you guys know the sequence of how I dollar cost average this form of market. So my first dollar cost average of the bear market cycle was down here at $26,000 off of this dip right here. And I bought some over here, 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 bought some over here. My average at the end of the day was like way over here, like kind of $20,000, $23,000. And now, you know, as the cycle's gone on, look at that. I'm a pretty happy guy. Even if Bitcoin's going down right here, I don't care as much because I'm waiting for that nice little breakout to happen. Then boom, we'll go flagging up towards 100, and I'll be selling up here, up here, up here, up here, up here, wherever it goes to. But there are still people that don't even have Bitcoin in their account for long-term cycle trades. And so those are the people that can I buy now, can I buy now? Those are the people who I'm selling to once we go up even higher. You know what I mean? And same thing with like you may see something like Dogecoin. I'm starting to sell my Dogecoin off this cycle at around 60 cents. So a little bit further off compared to most things, right? So even if Dogecoin does reach $1, which is like way up here, I'm already going to be a good chunk scaled out right here. I'll sell off some over here, however high Dogecoin wants to go. I just want to make my money. So don't be upset if you feel like, you know, you're buying and it just goes down, because if you buy, you know, if you buy right here, and it just keeps on going up and up and up, every time you buy, you can afford less Bitcoin. When it's coming down like this, you know, you can afford more and more and more and more and more. And then you're also just holding on for the long term here. It's more peace of mind, I guess I would say, right? And I like my peace of mind when it comes to trading. I don't like to be stressed out. I really don't like to be stressed out while trading. You know, if my biggest problem is I didn't make as much money as I wanted to make, that's a pretty good problem to have as an investor. And there, Jermaine, happy to see you. Hey, Knox, what are we smoking this evening, my friend? The light went up and I will do the same. I'm not smoking tonight because my ear is almost better and I'm just trying to make sure everything else is good out of my system. I'm going to try and smoke, I think, Monday afternoon or something like that, once I know everything is completely out of my ear. Like, I am on the verge of being perfectly good, and I'm really, really excited about it because my ear has been bugging me for almost a month now. So if I can get perfectly back to normal, I'm going to start smoking more with you guys on the stream. Like, literally, I have my... I got the ashtray right here. So when it, you know, When I'm able to smoke, I will smoke. It'll probably be with you guys maybe next Monday sometime, or maybe next Friday, depending on how it works out. I know I'm going to be busy next week. I'm going to try to make some videos. I'm going to try to come up with a new series every Sunday, where every Sunday I give you guys my top 5 favorite tokens that are up against massive levels of resistance or support, so they can be really good trades there if you guys are looking for a lot of volatility in a short amount of time. So I'll be doing that quite a bit too. LIC product needs to make EV batteries. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Do I run isolated plays restricted cost? I only run cross trades. If I'm doing an isolated trade, it'll have to be something I'm doing more as a YOLO to have fun, and I want to have a good amount of leverage on it, and I'm just trying to catch on to the momentum. So in this circumstance, it would be something like a meme token or an AI token, which I think is going to have a larger geared up move. And then once I see that change of character turn green, once I see that MACD and stochastic also turning green, it doesn't have to be the stochastic, maybe just the MACD and the RSI being green, I will usually go maybe a $1,000 position with a 4 or 5x leverage play, and then I will let it ride for a while. Usually a YOLO type of thing though. I don't go high leverage and isolated because obviously if the coin comes back down even a little bit, the whole position can be liquidated. But you go over here towards what's the last one I had fun doing it with? Let's just say Fetch AI, because Fetch AI was a really good one. Okay, so let's go over here to the daily chart. Let's go over here to Smart Money Concepts. Okay. And let's go over here to the MACD. Let's go over here and change up those to thicker lines. And then we also just want to plug in an RSI here just for good measure, so you can see exactly how my thought process might have gone along with this. And then one level thicker. There you go. Okay. So when does the MACD turn green here? And when does the RSI turn green? So the RSI is green right here, and the MACD is green right here, and the change of character turns green right there. With all of those things signaled, I will officially open up a buy position here with a $1,000 position, you could say, with a 10x leverage or 5x leverage. For me, it's going to be something around 4 to 5. It's not going to be as high as 10. I've seen people do it different ways, but you know, my way is my way. I like it. It works. It doesn't get me liquidated. All right. So what you do from here, since you know that's already green, I can just take that off. What I do is I open up that position. Why is this so large? Oh, can I squeeze it down? No, okay, can't. Okay, that's fine. Okay, have that there, and then my stop loss is right there. And so that means if I have a 5x position, that is a 20% loss right there. That means if I have that, I'm already liquidated out at 5x leverage, just like that. You know what I mean? All right. So it's make it or bust here, hence the YOLO term I was talking about. Now, as I'm going up, I will have certain scale out levels that I want to see, and different levels where I might feel more comfortable of buying versus selling. In this circumstance, you can kind of see this clear level of resistance that's been there for the past few weeks. Let's see what happens there. I scaled out a little bit right here, about 10%. Okay. Now I have some money. I'm happy with it and I'm good. On top of that, you zoom out and what do you have? You know, you have some other levels of resistance from way back over here. This is a newer token, so you don't really have as much data, but it's still pretty reliable. Actually, we have pretty good data. This actually goes back to 2019, right? But you can see that breakout there. Now, on top of that, what are you going to add on here? You can actually see when the weekly chart turned green too. That was a good opportunity. Stop loss down here. But with a isolated trade, you don't want to, you got to be careful a little bit, right? And then what'd you do? Trend-based Fibonacci extension. And look at some of those next levels of resistance. And you can see right here, if we go to the daily chart, boom, right there. Well, guess where I scaled out again? Some right there. And some right here. So if I have $1,000 trade and I open it right here with an isolated, it's going to work out. It doesn't always work out, but if it works out, you can see resistance levels right there, 16%. 16 times 5 is some number, which I'm horrible at math. I'm that kid that didn't want to learn math in school because I knew I could use a calculator. So I'm never embarrassed about just pulling out a calculator and saying, hey, what's 5 times 16? That's 80% profit on the 10% of the $1,000. So again, that's only going to be a small amount of money there. But then you go up here, another level of resistance. Now that time it's, whatever that may be. Let me get rid of this damn thing. Another one up here around 78%. So that's 78% times 5x. That's 390% for that next low trade, which may be another 10, 20%. Up here towards the big part, this is where I sell off the majority of my tokens personally. That's the way I like to do it. I aim for the 1. And so I would have sold off the majority of around 195 too. And of course, if you want to, you can always try to adjust this for log, and that may make things a little bit different. And you can see still some resistance right there, but really that main selling point was right there. I don't use that because again, you know, that's where I bought it. But I guess maybe even for this one here, you might have actually just been able to go over here to the low, high, low. And then you can see the one level is right there, and you have that buying opportunity there. Sell everything there. And I guess you could sell up here as well. But again, you know, isolated trades for me, it's not something I primarily enjoy. The reason people would use those trades more often is if they're trying to protect the overall value and health of their account. Because for somebody like me, who may have tons of trades open, and you see how things are down right now with my leveraged dollar cost averaging, if something really bad were to happen and one of these trades went to zero because my leverage was too high or I had too much money invested in one particular token compared to other ones, well, this whole portfolio could be in damage of going down. And so if I feel like I have something very risky going on, I might just put it into isolated to protect everything else. But because I have money on the sides over here, available money and extra funds, I'm never in a worry. Like you see how there's no price here for liquidation? That's because no matter what happens, none of these will go liquidated because something crazy would have to happen because I have so little leverage on the side here. So yeah, it kind of depends. But again, one of the reasons I keep on telling you guys I am not going long on a lot of these tokens right now is because the MACDs are still bearish, the stochastic is still bearish, the RSI is still bearish, and you can see the smart money concepts, that's still bearish too. Once we get back into green territory, I tell you, everything is so much easier. So much easier. Even when we have these sideways actions, it's still okay because you have an opportunity to make some money there. Even over here, you had like a week to make money. Over here, money. Over here, sideways, not much, and it doesn't always work out. That's why the overall goal is to make your portfolio go up. But if you just go over here towards like, what's a token that we've been talking about more recently? ICP, right? This is a daily chart. You buy right there. You have multiple days of going up, multiple days. This one did not work. The reason it didn't work is it's in a bear market. Bear market. Don't trust the bear market ones. Back over here in January, or bull market started taking back off. You okay? This is the FTX event, so it might have actually gone up if it wasn't for FTX. Back over here, even in the bear market, it ended up doing okay. So over here, ICP was kind of a weird case, but you can see over here, and then you have your stop loss right there, and then boom. It's worked out pretty well. And right now, you can see even when it went down, green again, it still worked out. That stop loss barely held. I would say barely held there. And I'm going up higher. Kind of a wonky way to go about it, though, wouldn't you say? Let me see if I can find out this Fibonacci extension. Yeah, rallied up right there. I guess if you wanted to push that up one more level here as far as those lows. Yeah, hit the one level right there for an opportunity. So, there's lots of ways to go about it, but I'm just not seeing that go, 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 Power Rangers go type of mentality right now. Again, my way of trading is I just want to make my money when it shows up, but I'm not going to force myself to make money. Like you can even see right here, there was probably a good opportunity to do some day trading on the 4-hour chart. Here you see that little move, but everything in between this and the daily was red, so keep that in mind. All right. So right here, you could have maybe made some money there. You maybe made some money over here. But I wouldn't have taken any of those trades just because the overall dailies were red. And I don't want to take the chance on them. So a lot of weird stuff. Maybe if Bitcoin was green during those times, it might have been interesting. But look at Bitcoin right now. Yeah. And, that means maybe I'm not buying at the very low part. Maybe I'm not. But when I buy right here, you better believe I'm just watching the money come in. And again, right now, Bitcoin is not green. And the MACD is red, and the RSI is bullish, but just barely so. It's only like one part of the puzzle. I want the whole puzzle put together saying, hey, it's a good opportunity to buy. Then I'll go buy, Even if we have to rely on a whole bunch of crazy news and stuff, the Bitcoin ETFs and whatnot, you know, even when I lose money on this trade or this trade over here, well, this trade didn't lose money just because my stop loss didn't hit, but you get the same point. Usually I'm just like, okay, I lost some money. Maybe I lost, you know, 20% with leverage or 30% leverage. This trade right here made up for all those losses, and that loss, and that loss, which wasn't even a loss, I guess, and that loss, and maybe that potential loss, even though you had like a week to make money off of it, right? That one move makes up for all of that. And again, even if you, I should have here, this move right here definitely made up for this loss and that loss over there. So you see how overall the portfolio goes up. And again, you're just making sure the MACD and everything is working out pretty well. And again, if you go over here to the weekly charts, you're not even doing those day trades over here where you would have lost because the weekly chart was still bearish. Right now, you're definitely doing more bullish activity because everything's green. Get what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense. Back over here. And that's why you guys see me standing, like sitting on my ass for a long time, not really doing much trading, because the environment isn't good for trading. It's, you know, it's good for dollar cost averaging. You know, that's what we're doing. It's kind of boring, to be honest, but it, you know, when the money turns around and we start looking really good again, everything works out. We're smoking on cake. On that cake. Oh, man. Sorry to go off topic, Cody, but that's basically, yeah, I have my own little system for trading. And usually, if I do more of an aggressive trade with a token I don't really know much about, it'll usually be an isolated trade. Unless I'm having a whole portfolio type of approach. Like what I have like a Blowfin. Mike, ever looked at Based Yoda? I have not. Looks like a fun meme. Oh, if it's a low market cap, I'll definitely have to check that out then. Remind me tomorrow when I'm going to maybe buy some more stuff on Blowfin. Would you just hold all of your alts you dollar cost average into until we are deep in the bull? Or you scale out based on the fib retracement? I know you want to hold your winners, so not sure how you scale out. Oh, even if it's winning, I scale out. Yeah. Yeah. I scale out, you know, again, the way you scale out, that's something that like everybody has to kind of figure out how they like to do it. But my first selling opportunity, I'm probably shaving off 10%. You know, if I feel like the overall market's kind of in a wonky space or something like that, maybe I'll jump it up to 20 or 30%. But yeah, you just have to feel okay with it. And that's hard. That's very, very hard. Ask anybody that was here at the beginning of the stream, what did I tell you guys this morning or on the video I posted this morning? I bought Bitcoin a few days ago and I sold off a good chunk of it right here. Right? But I made money. I made a good amount of money. And then, of course, you know, I was like, okay, there's an opportunity to buy here again. And what did I say this morning? Okay, I sold off right here. I sold off. I'm all out of everything I bought from the last couple of days. I am all out. Then what Bitcoin continued to do? It kept on going higher. But it doesn't matter because I made money. Like, until you guys are millionaires and bajillionaires, so that just focus on making money in a consistent fashion because it's easier to turn, you know, $100,000 into $1 million. Just focus on getting up to $100,000. Focus to get to $50,000. Just focus on growing that pot. And like, if you guys really wanted to make this something into a, you know, really high chance of success type of trades, go back to that smart money concepts thing I was just showing you guys with the weekly chart. Green started over here. I know we had FTX, bear with me. Green started over here, and then green reignited over here. So right as that happened, you were good to go. Let's say you had $1,000 and you had no leverage. So you don't want to use leverage. You just want to use Coinbase and you're just trying to play a cycle, right? Right. So at this point, you have a few different ways to go about it. But let's just say you have an old Fibonacci level from all the way back down and from COVID lows over here to these lows. And you wanted to go right there. If you wanted to, your first scale out level could be right here at $30,000 and you just bought down here at 22. Typically, you're not going to do that because you understand the way the whole cycle moves. But if you wanted to, you could do that and be perfectly happy with yourself by doing that, okay? Now, we have some resistance right there, some resistance right there, no resistance right there, no resistance right there. You might even have an opportunity to pop this up even higher here, right? Resistance, resistance. And then you're starting to look at a little bit of a different way, but 90,000, 150,000. This is kind of the way I'm looking at this cycle. But you could sell some again right here and be happy, sell some right here and be very, very happy. Because again, let's just say you sold everything you had right here and then you kind of got spooked out or whatever happened, okay? You made about 205% off of that $1,000. You're pretty good. And now, you wait another cycle. And again, this takes a long time. You're probably going to have more than $1,000 if you dollar cost averaging and stuff. But it grows and it grows and it grows. And you make really good opportunities to make money, right? Even go back over here to this, right? You just kind of follow the simple changes of the market. You're usually pretty happy with the results that you guys get. If you go with day trading, if you try to go off the daily charts, just understand when everything starts to turn bullish, you're going to usually be a little bit more happy about doing your day trades or your trades using the daily chart. Excuse me. So let's go over here very fast. Let's go over to the daily. Okay. So now, this was actually looking very good, but we had a banking crisis, so just bear with it. Good opportunity to make money. Let's say you have $1,000 again, no leverage, and you just have your typical Fibonacci extension from the lows over here to the high to the low. And so as you buy right here, you can scale out a little bit right here. And so if you just sold everything, which again, you're probably not going to do because it's a bull run, but still, you push that right there. 10% off of $1,000 by just holding for 5 days, 4 days, you made $100 off that 1,000. The typical return in the stock market these days is like 15% or something like that. You're doing fantastic. You wait a few more days. What is it, like 9 days? You're up 20%. You wait a little bit longer than that, all the way over here. 122 days is up 33%. But again, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do that. And again, it's really up to you on how much money you want to make and how careful you want to be. I am so overly cautious compared to most investors. If you go watch a lot of other YouTubers out there, they are much more gung-ho about the trades they prefer to do. And that is perfectly okay because that's their style. Like we talked about the other day, I come from an options trading background, so time is so much more important to me than it is to other types of investors out there. Which again, was not a bad thing. It's just the way we all kind of learn how to trade. Most of us that learn how to trade, we don't really have some type of mentor or something. We're all kind of stitched up zombies or Frankensteins because we learned a little bit here, from here, and it kind of just molds us into something weird. For me, I'm already a weird person, so as a trader, I just stick to being weird. But yeah, I hold all the alts, and I understand they're going to go higher, but I just want to lock in those gains because at the end of the day, my portfolio hasn't technically grown until I've locked in those gains and they become realized. Hence why last cycle I started selling my Dogecoin off at 50 cents. And I didn't sell 10% off at 50 cents. I was like, damn, I'm taking a long time to sell this. I sold a whopping 50% of all my Dogecoin holdings at 50 cents. And I started to go hot again after that. Another 10%, another 10%, then eventually it crashed. But I had realized I was playing with fire because Dogecoin was already booming up on a very crazy level. And you just have to kind of understand where the market is. Again, one last thing here. We go back in time to Dogecoin here, and let's get rid of the 20 here because it's driving me mad. The daily chart. You see these moves right here before it ended up going higher? I was holding through all this, and I didn't know why because I was just having too much fun. And I was like, damn, my emotions are definitely getting the better of me. What is a level where I know I'm going to have to sell? Because, again, it's like a phenomenon, unlimited amounts of money. I was kind of like in a weird place mentally, I think, as well. And I was looking for excitement just because I was COVID lockdown. It's a fucking terrible time for everybody. But you can see right here. I mean, look at this move. From here to here, Dogecoin fell 74% in a day. In a day. So, yeah, at a certain point, you just realize everything is going to, it's very volatile. And I better just sell here, so I'm happy. 54% right there. Dogecoin also fell down here. It looks like a whopping 64%. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, when I sold half of my Dogecoin at 50 cents up here, seems like a pretty great time to sell. It wasn't at the very tippy top. Who cares? But if I'm buying all the way down here, there you go. That's a pretty great, I was pretty close to the top, right? And I sold about 70% of all my Dogecoin at that point. And now I still hold a lot of it. I probably should have sold the rest of it up here and bought it all back down for more. I didn't because I didn't want to pay taxes on it. but you know, now we're dealing with a whole other set of circumstances, looking for breakouts and stuff like that. You know, I'm happy to sell when I have profit. If it goes higher, yes, I have been known to get irritated, but it's not going to make me change the type of trader that I am because I just don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? You can definitely hold too long, and I've definitely done it before because I dabbled in penny stocks way back in the day. There was a lot of shipping stocks that I used to play around with. You hold on too long, you lose it. And again, time. It's a time thing. I have really bad time, or not. I'm not bad at it, but it holds much more sway over me than maybe it should. But I've come to rely on that actual effect on my trading style. And hey, Dorthasm, did I pronounce it? Dorthasm? Chucky, Croaky, Crowfam, and Snorik made me some money. Hey, I appreciate it very much, man. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let's say about this 10th super chat on the stream, dude. I appreciate that a lot, my man. And I can give it a little like. There we go. Sweet. Thank you very much. Oh, I'll go over here very fast. What's my short-term bias? I mean, right now I'd like to see Bitcoin go up a little bit more towards 64,000, then to have a little bit of a fake out back down. But you know, for now, I'm just patiently waiting for a buying opportunity. I'm not even like entering this market right now. I just exited a great trade. I made some good money on it. You know, Bitcoin right now is at a big level of resistance. I was pretty excited the last time Bitcoin was at a big level of resistance, like a few days ago, and then we saw what happened. So, and again, I opened a trade here. I made money, and then it came back down. Then my stop loss hit, and I lost money after all said and done. So, you know, right now I'm just chilling out. I'm waiting to see what happens next. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it. We're at that big level of resistance. I'm hoping things turn out really well for it. But for now, I'm gonna let it cook for a little bit longer and see if there's an opening for me. I don't feel comfortable buying Bitcoin at this spot. Maybe later on in the day or something like that. But maybe if Bitcoin breaks back down below $62,000, maybe then I'd probably take a little bit of a nibble, and it would be something more of a nibble. But I am dollar cost averaging still. A lot of my capital is being deployed for dollar cost averaging these days. And hey, Selena, happy to see you. I have not tried a plump albino grubworm. That sounds freaking interesting, though. I might have to try it. So delicious when you bite down, the feeling explosion, the entrails and juices hits your mouth. It's almost orgasmic. Oh, dude, I don't know. That freaked me out a little bit. I mean, as long as it tasted okay, I would give anything a try. I just don't want it to taste bad. You know, like when I was in Vegas with Opus Clip a couple weeks ago, I had my first bite of jellyfish, and it was absolutely delicious. The texture was kind of funny, but it was good. For me, I think it's, you know, as long as the texture is not crazy, I think I can handle it. There's only a few foods out there where I think the texture really matters to me, and it's stuff like tripe. I can't deal with tripe because the texture just freaks me out so much. Ooh, strawberry shortcake sounds lovely right now. High stress trades take focus away from other areas of your life. Bad balance. Oh, you're telling me. That's why I've given up on it. It's one of the reasons that I don't think I grind as much as I used to on YouTube, and why I'm trying to work out a new formula for my channel. Hence these weekly updates, giving my top 5 picks and stuff like that. I need to work on editing and things like that. So I'm trying to learn, like a lot of the work I'm doing right now is trying to learn how to edit. And it's very difficult because, again, I don't like to work in general. My head hurts the more I work. My head just explodes. This is not working to me like I've explained before. This is very nice, casual. I'm having a conversation with all of you guys. Maybe I'm talking too fast or something like that, but it's good. It's nice. I enjoy it. Editing, I absolutely hate it. And whenever I try to pay an editor, it just never really works out the way I want it to. And so I kind of just like, okay, let's hunker down a little bit. I'm going to make a nice workflow. So all I'm doing is very minimal work for the editing process. And I'm just taking a lot of time building up the templates. And that's the way I've chosen to kind of go forward with it. And hey, John, happy to see you, my man. And hey, the everlasting bliss. No cigars tonight. So I've been having some ear issues for the past like a month or so, and the antibiotics are finally taking care of it. So I think I'm gonna wait till like Monday or Wednesday or sometime before I take my next cigar, and I'm gonna try to be as good as I can and not fuck this up, because like my nose is stuffy right now. Yeah, even a little bit, but I don't know. Gotta really take care of myself this time. because like my ear is like getting like it's almost fixed, it's almost there, and I feel so much better. Like I haven't felt this like lively in quite a bit of time here, and nothing has changed. Well, I have been dieting, and I've been doing my damn smoothies and stuff. For breakfast and lunch, guys, all I eat is smoothies now and hard-boiled eggs. So it's been a pretty interesting thing. Oh, and vitamin pills and stuff like that. But I got it worked out with a couple of friends and nutritionalists. Minimal. It doesn't take much work. I get to have some tasty smoothies and whatnot. And I drink a shit ton of water. Human nature, accept that success for what it is, learn from it, and go make some more. For real. Floki is pumping so hard. What is Floki doing right now? I haven't seen it in a hot minute. Pepe, Dogecoin. I don't think I have it on my chart here. Is Whiff, Dog with Hat, Boom, Pepe. Where's Floki? Thought I actually had it on my chart. No, I have it on my chart. I don't know. Yeah. Well, don't take it off. Oops. Oh, whatever. Oh, yeah, Floki is making a move. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. See, this is what we want Bitcoin to be doing at this point in time. That's the move we're hoping for. It's up like 7% right now. Let's move this up all the way up here towards the other. There you go, tokens. I think I have. Do I have a position on? Yeah, my Floki finally turned positive, everybody. Finally. I haven't been buying as much of this as I probably should have, but this is the point. You dollar cost average, and maybe you don't get the big bottom levels, but eventually it makes you money. But I don't know. I haven't been buying as much Floki as I probably should have. Oh, no. I bought, you see all those buys by my head? I've actually bought a little bit of it. Oh, no, I did a market buy at one point. So those are all kind of bought the same day, just a little bit. So let me see. So I bought some March 7th, March 28th, April 4th, and then May 2nd. Oh, and then April 22nd. So I've been buying some. The first price I bought this at was at 3.7. So it was all the way right here is when I bought it. So I averaged up on Floki. Oh, isn't that just a fun thing? And there you go. There's Bitcoin right now. So let's go back over here to the 5. Kind of watch to see what's happening there. Got to be healthy. Oh, yeah. I feel a lot more lively. That's for sure. Do I ever try and do 10x alts or memes? Or are you just more a day trader? No, I swing trade. Like I said before, I do a lot of stuff, but unless the market is telling me it's an okay time to swing trade, I'm not doing it. I'm just not. When it comes to day trading, sure, I do it a little bit, but I don't look for those large moves like a lot of people. I'm happy to take that profit and just run. So I'm not like the typical trader out there. Like if you look at Crypto Face, go watch his channel. This guy trades with tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. He will show you some really lovely day trades that are working out. He'll wait for quite a bit of time for them to kind of mature and make him some money. I don't necessarily wait that long. I'm typically just waiting for that price target to hit, then I sell off a good chunk of it. Maybe I'll wait for the second price target, then by the second price target, I'm all out when it comes to day trading. Swing trading, it takes weeks and weeks and weeks for me to make some really good funds, but I'm just kind of holding and letting the system that I've kind of built for myself make me money. Solana is looking a little bit bearish like Bitcoin right now. Hopefully they can make a turnaround here, but they're going to try to pump hopefully sometime this weekend. Increase the water take into a gallon a day. You might think you're hungry, but you might just be thirsty. Yeah, usually it's just the thirstiness. Hence why I have so much freaking sparkling water with lime flavors and like 0 calories. I don't know exactly what's in here besides it's the natural flavor. Or most of the time, it's just nothing in here, like no natural flavor. But it's, it's okay. All right. But okay, buddy, I'm going to end the stream right here. It's been a cool, fun couple hours hanging out with you guys. I'm going to go out to the lounge. I got to hang out with a friend tonight and say hello to them. It's going to be horrible. I'm going to the cigar lounge, but I'm not going to be smoking. I don't know. He may talk me into it, but I'm trying to really protect my ear. As far as Bitcoin's concerned right now, guys, although we had this big move, we are still looking at a little bit more bearishness going forward. And that bearishness is definitely going to be the trend until we can kind of have one larger move, let's say above $65,000 to $66,000. That's basically where we're trying to go. I'm hoping for some good moves, but I'm not opening any swing trades until Bitcoin takes this one larger move up, all right? Now, before I go, I will be making more videos and content for you guys. If you guys ever see a notification to one of my videos please click on it, because YouTube is being an asshole when it comes to notifying you guys that I'm actually posting a video, okay? So if you guys ever see it, and even if you guys don't want to watch or something, just click on it and then just let it go for a little bit, okay? I appreciate it a lot. And look into the camera. Look into the camera. Come here. Yep, good. Apparently it was very, very good. Up, up, come on. Come on, up, 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 up. There you go. You see how there's like grease marks in the bag now from the chicken hearts? Yeah, yeah. Get all the grease off my fingers. There's still a good amount there too. Yeah, good stuff, huh? Yeah, all right. All right. I will see you guys a little bit later. Have a good Friday night, and I'm going to go to the liquor store tomorrow, and I'm going to go buy some alcohol to drink with you guys tomorrow. Nothing rowdy, but a nice, fine, sophisticated scotch or something for $100, and it'll be a good time.